and welcome back to my channel. My name is Monica. If you're new here, thank you for stopping by and welcome to all of my current subscribers. My channel has grown so much in the last few weeks, and this has been a highly requested video of a mommy makeover update. I feel like I've gotten a lot of my subscribers from my mommy makeover journey. I'll link down below in the description box all of my mommy makeover related videos, including my transformation and the journey that I took you guys on, and just everything. I want to say thank you for being so supportive, especially when I was going through things with my belly button. I know you guys were just comforting me, and I just want to give a big thank you and tell you guys that I'm very appreciative of you. Sorry, I feel like I can't talk. I've had like 2 cups of coffee already today. So today's video, I wanted to do a really quick Q&A. I've skimmed a lot of my YouTube comments, and then I also had posted on Instagram asking if you guys had any mommy makeover question related questions. Once again, I cannot talk. Anyway, you guys answered. I picked some of the questions that I thought would be good to answer, or a lot of questions that people have asked me, and so let's get started. Alright, so the first question I've answered before, but I'll answer it again because I know it's a really asked a lot question, and it's how much did you pay? So for those of you who are new here, I got done a breast augmentation and a tummy tuck. I got it done at CG Cosmetics, and I had put my down payment down when they were doing a promotion of $7,500, and locked my price in there. So I put $1,000 down and my price locked at $7,500. All together with traveling and hotel expenses, food expenses, Uber expenses, we probably paid about $10,000, give or take. So about $10,000, but still not bad because here in New York they're pretty expensive. Second question, when were you able to pick up your toddler again? So my toddler, meaning Mason, who is 2, I waited a while, but I also had a baby at the time who was 6 months old, Maddox. I started picking him up at 2 weeks post-op, which is not recommended. You're not supposed to lift until 6 weeks post-op, but I'm a mom of 2 babies, and at the time my kids were 2 under 2, and I had to do what I had to do. Raheem only got 2 weeks off of work, but I definitely recommend those 2 weeks. Those first 2 weeks, I could not have imagined picking them up. And when I picked Maddox up at the 2 weeks post-op, I could only pick him up for things that I needed to pick him up for. Otherwise, we spent a lot of time on the couch or on the floor. My 2-year-old, I picked him up and put him in his car seat and stuff, but I really didn't pick him up because he is on the heavier side, so I steered clear from that until about 4 weeks post-op. How are you doing? How's your scars looking? Are you still swollen? So my scars, I'm actually going to, that's been really requested. I didn't know that people were going to want to see that, but I do have a pre-recorded clip that I will put in here towards the end of how my scars look. Just keep in mind that I am 6 months post-op, so right now they are really bright red, and this is the worst that they're going to look, I am told. So yeah, I'll be putting that in towards the end. As far as swelling, I feel like my boobs are finally not swollen anymore. I can know that it can take 6 months to a year for your body not to be swollen anymore, but I feel like my boobs finally are not swollen. They are finally the size that I want. They've dropped, they've taken place, they look amazing, and so I'm really grateful for that. My belly, I don't feel like it was that swollen. I think after like 8 weeks it went down, and it's been the same size ever since, so I would say it just took the longest for my boobs to de-swell, if that's even a word. What is the name of the hotel you stayed at in Miami? So we stayed at Candlewood Suites, which I highly recommend it. It is on the pricier side, but it's fairly close. We Ubered back and forth, and they had an excellent, all of the rooms I think have recliners, but I highly recommend getting a hotel room and getting a handicap suite so that it's easier to shower and move around, and then you get a walker and a wheelchair, and it's just that was one of the best things that we did. How long after having a baby would you recommend getting it done? Okay, so the minimum time is 6 months postpartum, and I got it done at 6 months postpartum. I'll answer why in the next question, but I feel like I was okay getting it done. I think honestly it depends how far you are from your goal weight or your pre-baby weight. At the time I want to say 10 to 12 pounds away from my pre-baby weight, and I still am. I don't know if I'm ever going to lose those 10 pounds, and I felt like that was a good weight to be at to get it done. If you still have a lot of weight to lose, like maybe 30 pounds, I would say try to lose your weight first, because you want the best results afterwards. You just want to feel really good. So there's that. I had it done 6 months post-op, and I didn't have any complications, and I feel great. But I know after having my first son, a year postpartum, my body looked completely different than it did at 6 months postpartum. Like, it looked and improved so much better. I would personally wait a year postpartum, but I'll get into why I didn't wait a year postpartum now, because one of the questions that I have next that I've gotten a lot are, why did you have the surgery if you still want more kids? Originally I answered this in the Mommy Makeover Journey vlog, and my answer was just because I live for now and I wanted it done then. But that was a really short and sweet answer. So I originally wanted to wait to get the surgery until I was completely done having kids. With that being said, after I had Maddox, I felt completely different than after I had Mason. I felt like my body looked 10 times worse, and I was at this really, really, really low point in my life about how I felt about myself, and my self-esteem couldn't have been any lower. Like, just the way that I felt about myself, I cried going to sleep about it. I would cry out in the living room by myself. I remember I just started crying in the kitchen one time about it to Raheem, and he was hugging me. And so I think, like, I just woke up every morning and was feeling really uncomfortable with myself and really miserable. Even as far as going to the gym, I didn't want to go to the gym. I was super embarrassed. I felt uncomfortable everywhere that I went. I had in my mind that someone was looking at my stomach, or I don't know. It's really hard to explain. I've never felt so low about myself in my life, and I think Raheem saw it, and it affected who I was as a person. It affected my marriage, my sex life, and me being a mom. I was miserable with myself every day. And it wasn't the fact that I needed to lose weight. I'm still at the same weight that I was before the surgery. It's just, I don't know what it was, but honestly, I'm so happy that I'm so confident with myself now. I just really, really needed that. I think plastic surgery can be beautiful for these reasons, and I'm happy that it's given me a lot of my self-confidence back. And with that being said, after feeling that way, I'm really, really nervous to get pregnant or have a baby again, but it's something that we want in the future, so it's just a sacrifice us women make. But that's a whole nother story. I'm getting off topic. So the next question I have, did the tummy tuck take your stretch marks away? I honestly didn't have much stretch marks on my belly. I just had loose skin, wrinkly skin, and a wrinkly belly button. Most of my stretch marks are on my legs from pregnancy. I didn't have any on my belly, so I can't answer that. But I have a cousin who got it done, and they did take away most of her stretch marks, yes. This is another big one I've gotten, the pain. What was it like? I'm so worried. Okay, so I watched a lot of videos, and I got really scared of the pain and what to expect. And I'm not going to lie to you, you are going to be in pain. But I think I got myself so scared, and actually it was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. So it's just the first 2 days that are the absolute hardest. But if you take your pain medicine back to back, I can't stress that enough. Every 4 hours you need to have an alarm set on your phone. So like even if you're sleeping, you're going to wake up and take your pain medicine, because if you go too long, you're going to wake up in a ton of pain. For me, actually, I didn't get a lift. Remember, I didn't get the breast lift. I just got the augmentation with the underboob cut, and I had like no pain. Like, I can't believe how easy it was for me. Like the first 2 days I had pain, but it was nothing. It was like soreness, and it was mainly sore in my armpit area. As for the tummy tuck, I did get my muscle separation fixed down the middle from having kids. My muscles separated so much. That felt really, really tight, like almost as if I did like 200 sit-ups and my muscles were like really tight and sore. It wasn't a pain, it was just really tight and sore. The most painful part for me was the incision. If you've had a C-section before, I can compare it to that, but much worse, because the incision is much, much longer. It just felt like a burning, stinging pain. And your pain meds help, but it helps mainly with the other pain and not the stinging, burning pain, especially when you're moving. But after a few days, it wasn't bad. It was just soreness. And if you're doing comparison, it was easier than my C-section. Was pain harder for you being a redhead? Hello, my fellow ginger. Okay, so actually I wrote this down because I don't think a lot of people know this, but people with naturally red hair, and I have natural red hair, are more susceptible, I can't even say the word right now, to pain. So they're more sensitive to it. I learned this when I was younger at the dentist's office. My dentist had told me that redheads handle pain differently, and there's some kind of gene in us or something. You guys would have to look it up. So basically, pain is more painful for us. I learned that at the dentist. I always have to get extra Novocaine shots, and then also while I was in labor with Maddox, I learned that as well. The doctor told me. So it's actually true. It's a proven fact. But I don't know. Honestly, I don't know if the pain was worse for me, because I don't have another pain to compare to. I've only had the pain experiences that I've had as a redhead, if that makes sense. Okay, and that is all the questions I have to answer for today, but I know you guys have been dying to see my scars and my incisions, so I will insert a clip of that right here. Okay, I know a lot of you guys have been interested in seeing my incisions, and the reason that I haven't shared is because I don't know YouTube's rules. Like, I really hope I don't get dinged for this or anything. I'm not going to show my whole boob. I'm just going to show my under boob, because that's where I had gotten my incisions. I'm really happy with the under boob incisions. I chose this because I do want more babies eventually, and I want to be able to breastfeed. A lot of women said when they got the cut around their areolas that they were no longer able to breastfeed after that. And I don't regret my decision. Even if I wasn't going to breastfeed again, I'd still get the undercut, because I just felt like I had no pain, and it was a really, really good choice. So it's in the crease of my under boob, and you can't tell actually unless I lift them. So that's one incision, and they're brand new, so they are going to fade. And that's another incision, but they're shorter than the length of my finger. So yeah, there are those. And then here is a belly update. I have overalls on, so it's kind of hard. My belly button is still healing. I have 2 more months of treatment left on it, and then basically it's just going to be like left as is, but it's getting a lot better. I don't know, since the last time you guys seen it, I think it's gotten a lot better, but you guys could just let me know. My scar looks pretty rough. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really pasty, and I knew that my scar was gonna get really red because I've had C-sections before, but I remember after having Mason, about a year after my C-section, my scar was so faded. Once again, I have overalls on, so it's hard to show, but it goes from here to there. He saved my tattoo, which I'm really happy about. I do hope that this gets a lot lighter. But yeah, that's it, guys. Okay, guys, and that is it for today. Don't forget to hit the subscribe and like button and leave me a comment. Let me know when your surgeries are. I know I have a lot of you who have surgeries coming up, and I'm so super excited for you. Congratulations. Don't be scared. This is awesome. It's going to make you feel so much better about yourself. I hope everybody has a good day. Thanks for watching.